Bitch, literally anyone, and I'm talking about anybody who has 2 functioning brain cells in their fucking head, saw this shit coming from a mile away. Like breaking fucking news, water is wet, fire is hot, and we need oxygen to breathe. Bitch, of course his name is in those emails. Like, hello? So you're either actually this willfully ignorant, or you're just fucking stupid and lack an immense amount of common sense. Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. I'm not even screaming. Bitch, I'm bedridden. I'm literally bedridden. So yeah, I'm filming in my bed, but don't expect me to fucking scream. If anything, you can expect me to have a nasty fucking attitude, because not only am I sick, but I'm sick of this fucking bullshit too. Headlines are currently acting shocked. Like this is some sort of revelation. Epstein said Trump was dangerous. Epstein said Trump was the worst person he'd ever met. Trump not only shut down the government, but he shut down the government knowing that people would starve. Completely disregard the appearance I'm currently editing. But I'd also like to add in there that Trump knew that there was money set aside, taxpayer dollars set aside, God forbid the government shut down, so at least people on EBT could still afford fucking food. And he refused to release those funds. He refused. Funds specifically designed so people wouldn't fucking starve. And you're now calling this melting traffic cone dangerous? And Trump allegedly going to all these Congress members telling them not to release the Epstein files? That's not giving I'm innocent. Bitch, if I were the president and someone accused me of sex trafficking children, I'd literally release the fucking files myself. The only reason I wouldn't is if I was fucking guilty. So to also sit here and be like, well, the Epstein files weren't released yet, so we can't be sure he's actually in them. Please get your head out of your fucking ass and get a fucking grip, you dumb fucking moron. Because Trump being connected to Epstein is like Florida being fucking humid. It's not breaking news, it's a fucking brand. Also, just throwing this in there, this whole Trump Bubba situation, not shocked in the slightest. At all. Like, at all. Half the Republicans you see in the media are literally closeted homosexuals. So I wouldn't be surprised if our president was also one. The state of Alabama heard, hey, you're under a federal human rights investigation due to your prison systems. And then they went, okay, but hear us out. What if we built 3 new prisons and called it progress? So that's actually not reform. That's like renovating hell. You don't get investigated for human rights violations and then respond with more human rights violations, especially when the correctional officers are the main cause of death in these prisons. When correctional officer Roderick Gadsden killed inmate Stephen Davis, he was promoted. So when these men commit crimes, they get locked up for life. But when a correctional officer kills someone, they get a promotion and a raise. Yeah, because that makes sense. Governor Kay Ivey is out here treating mass incarceration like it's a Home Depot project. They're spending $3 billion. Billion with a B on these new mega prisons. And the best part? They're using COVID relief money. Right, because when you hear public health emergency, the first thing that comes to mind is, let's build bigger cages. The governor of Alabama literally diverted education and public health funding to build cages and then called it fiscal responsibility. That's not a solution. That's committing a crime out in the open with no shame. Mind you, the people living near these new prison construction sites, the farmers, the families, the actual taxpayers whose money is being used to fund this without their permission, they're all sitting there like, what if we don't want a 4,000 person death camp next door? So now we've got grandmas in Alabama that are forming coalitions that are out organizing billion-dollar contractors. They call themselves communities, not prisons, because Kay Ivey clearly forgot that community was even an option. Look, Alabama's prisons already have the highest homicide rate in the country, and instead of fixing that, they're expanding it. You can't end abuse by scaling it up. The documentary, The Alabama Solution on HBO, shows how deeply this rot goes. The corruption, the cover-ups, and the people on the inside and outside risking everything to stop it. So yeah, the real Alabama solution isn't another prison. It's the people saying, hell no, not this time, and demanding action. Starting with firing correctional officer Gadsden and demanding real justice. You mean to tell me the 2 leading candidates we have for who Bubba is in the Epstein emails, the same Bubba Trump was allegedly down there gobbling up like a McRib, are either Bill Clinton or Ghislaine Maxwell's literal fucking horse? Bill Clinton or a fucking horse? Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. Bitch, those 2 options aren't even in the same category. One is a former president and the other is a fucking animal. How are these the 2 options? What fucking timeline have I entered into? Now, personally, I don't think Bubba is a horse. I doubt Trump was behind the stables deep-throating a stallion. There's also 0 legitimate proof that this horse existed other than this tweet. But the fact that people are even asking, was it Bill Clinton or a horse? it, let alone people are actually questioning it. Girl, that's the sign of a dying empire. Meanwhile, Mark Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein's brother, he was the one who sent this email back in 2018, and now he's going around like, come on guys, it was just a humorous exchange between two brothers. What part of this was a joke? Was it Putin allegedly having these photos hidden away in a folder? Our president having gluck allegations against him? And of course, leave it to the White House to post a photo of Trump and Melania and caption it power couple just 48 hours after these emails were leaked. Girl, power couple? It's giving DL Trade just got outed by gay femme twink with receipts. And now Trump has launched into this PR tour like, I'm a straight man. I love women. Look, this is my wife. And she's a woman. I love women. This entire situation is so deranged. You gotta be fucking kidding me. This is the country we live in. You ever notice how a whole bunch of old white men keep making decisions about women's bodies? Or how our Secretary of Health doesn't even have a medical degree, yet somehow, even though he's the most unqualified person for the job, he's still running the Department of Health and Human Services? Yeah. Well, there's no wonder why there's a whole bunch of misinformation floating around about women's health. And unfortunately, people are actually paying the price for this. So here's a fun fact that may or may not make you want to throw up. 67% of women have heard of medication abortion, but only 1 in 5 know you can safely get it online. That means 4 out of 5 women are walking around completely misinformed about something that's been safe, effective, and FDA approved for decades. Medication abortion uses 2 FDA approved pills, mifepristone and misoprostol, to end an early pregnancy. They've been around for decades. They're over 95% effective, and you can take them in the privacy of your own home through telehealth. No clinics, no chaos, you're just receiving care. But the biggest barrier here isn't access, it's awareness. Most people don't know what's legal in their state. Some people are even scared for asking questions, and a lot of people don't know where to look for help, how to tell what's real online, and how to safely use these resources that do exist. So instead of getting care, they get confused, scared, or silenced. And that's exactly how these systems keep people from making their own choices. Because for every trustworthy source, there are about 50 videos uploaded by somebody's sexist alcoholic uncle who still calls women females and thinks that birth control is a gateway drug. If you want real information, go to ineedana.com. It's verified, private, and actually helpful. You type in your zip code, it shows you real clinics, telehealth options, pricing info, and there's no spams, no scams, and no chaos. And just to be clear, learning about your options does not mean you have to use them. It just means you're informed, and now you can help other people stay informed too. So send ineedana.com to your group chat, to your cousin who thinks WebMD is a reliable source, or even your friend who still thinks you can't get abortion pills by mail, because you can. Send it to whoever needs it, because access begins with awareness. And in 2025, we have got to look out for each other, because Lord knows if we don't, nobody else will. Our president, a man who looks like a melted Build-A-Bear dipped in butter, got online today and said that Democrats calling out his illegal orders are committing seditious behavior punishable by death. Punishable by death! Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. Trump said Democrat lawmakers, who mind you are veterans, former CIA, former Navy, people who have actually served this country, something that shit-filled diaper coward has never done, should be arrested, put on trial, and yes. One of the posts he reposted said, hang them. George Washington would. Sir, George Washington wouldn't hang anybody. If anything, he'd hang you up, bitch. And this all started because 6 Democratic lawmakers sent out a 90-second video simply reminding service members that they should not follow illegal orders. You know, the actual law, what the Constitution tells you to do, the thing every service member is supposed to do. This is insanity, and Democrats are freaking the fuck out, as they should be, because this is an outright threat from the president. The president is calling for the execution of elected officials. Meanwhile, we got the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, out here trying to spin it like, no, he wasn't saying execute them. He was just saying their actions might be punishable by law. Babe, he literally typed out the word death in all caps. And the lawmakers he threatened are now getting extra Capitol Police escorts because the president literally has a band of unhinged cult members that will do whatever he says. This isn't normal. This isn't politics. This is the president of the United States threatening to kill people in Congress because they told the military to follow the law. And of course, we have Republican leaders out here defending this sociopath. So y'all stay safe, stay protected. And I usually don't do this, but I actually ordered a copy of the Declaration of Independence Independence and the US Constitution off the TikTok shop. So God forbid you don't know your rights and you want to, maybe get one of these. I'll link it below. Because currently our government is being held together by a hairpin and CVS duct tape. The Trump administration. And whenever I start off a video like that, you know it cannot be good. Decided that nursing, teaching, social work, physical therapy, and like half the medical field are no longer considered professional degrees. Oh, you mean the people who literally keep this country from falling apart like a stale Nature Valley bar have now been demoted? Great! Just fucking great! Hi everyone, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, you know what fucking time it is, bitch. It's time for the Daily Scream. Great news. Theology made the cut as a professional degree. Yes, the study of God made the cut. Because that is somehow more professional than literally keeping people from dying on an operating table. And here's the kicker. Every single field they kicked off the list, female dominated. Nurses, 90% women. Teachers, mostly women. Social workers, 81 to 85% women. Gee, I wonder why these magically became not professional enough. Oh, would you look at that? This is all a part of Trump's one big beautiful bill, where student loan limits got rewritten so professional degree students can borrow $50,000 a year. But everybody else, $20,000 and a pat on the back. The Department of Education even had the audacity to be like, this is the 1965 definition of a professional degree. Nurses were never included. Okay, and every major nursing association, social work association, medical workforce coalition, educators, occupational therapy groups, literally everybody has been begging the Department of Education to update this outdated definition. Why are we using a definition older than the colored TV to decide student loans in 2026? 260,000 nursing students right now will have their loan caps slashed. Programs are warning that this will worsen the nurse shortage. Gut rural care. Literally reduce the number of new nurses graduating each year. Why does this administration hate the people that quite literally hold this country together? Because guaranteed, if every nurse, teacher, and social worker got up and left their fucking job right now, this country wouldn't make it a fucking week. The people in charge of this country are actually so unbelievably stupid, and if you support their decisions, bitch, you are fucking too.
Diagnosed bipolar on paperwork. The fuck? It's been that way since